Welkom terug by Tussen Ons. Kinders moet skool toe gaan, maar hoe gemaak as kinders omstandighede so is dat hulle nie kan skool toe gaan nie, of hulle dalk al so agter geraak het dat hulle te oud is vir skool toe gaan? Wel, dan is daar School of Hope. Verwelkom asseblief vir Oyewo, die skoolhoof van School of Hope vanaand hier by ons. Adi, welcome to Tussen Ons. It's so good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Now, the Western Cape has a staggering dropout rate of 50%, and this is where you come in,
Correct.
a School of Hope.
Correct.
What exactly do you do?
You can see definitely in our environment, everywhere you go in our community now, there's this dire need for a school that can serve youth at risk, for a school that can really serve the poorer of the poorer that we have in our community. And that is where School of Hope comes in. We look out for learners who has been dropped out from mainstream school, learners who has been kicked out of school, if I can use that word, learners for the reason of the circumstances at home, you know, the abuse, the cycle of poverty, that they were unable to finish their school. Those are the kind of learners that we look out for, and then give them that second chance at education to make sure that at least they can finish the matric.
And how many kids are in your school at the moment?
At the moment, our capacity can only allow up to 145 learners, which is from grade 8 to 12.
Okay.
And do they apply, or how do you find these children?
There is always application windows that opens every year. For example, at the moment we're busy getting our waiting list for the 2020 admission. And what is so funny is every year we have over 145 on our waiting list. So sometimes it might take a learner 3 years to come into our classroom. Sometimes it might take them 2 years to come into the classroom. So the ones that get prioritized most of the time are the ones who have a sibling in the school, or some of them that are referred by other institutions that we partner with. So sometimes it can be a really, really long waiting time.
So Adi, the second chance that you offer these learners, what do you need to do to help them, because they are so behind with their peers? So what are the kinds of things that you do at the school to help them?
Good. What we normally do is when we receive a new learner, we have some form of assessment that is conducted just to check where they are. Because remember, some of them has dropped out. That could be 2 years ago, that could be 3 years ago, and they've actually missed out on a very chunk of their education. So what normally we do is we conduct a baseline test just to see where exactly you fit in, and then that is how we allocate them to our crates. And what we do also that is really very unique is that we take them right up until the age of 21.
Sure.
So in our grade 8 class, you could have a 21-year-old actually sitting amongst you, but we try as much as possible to provide a very nurturing environment, an environment where you would never feel that you're definitely older than anybody in the class, because what you will find around are also people with similar age.
I was actually going to ask that. How do you create such an environment that you don't feel left out, but then also the challenges that also come with a school like yours? What are they?
Well, there is quite a lot of challenges. Perhaps, you know, someone who hasn't been in education for 3 years and trying to put that person in a learning environment can be challenging on its own. You would find that learners at one point will feel, this is not for me. Sometimes they will feel, this is too much for me. So we create an holistic approach to our education. We have a full-time social worker on site that actually sees to the emotional needs whenever they need that. And our teachers are also trained to be a bit more patient with the kind of learners that we have.
So Adi, very quickly, one last question. Where do you find your funding?
Well, we are subsidized by the Western Cape Department of Education, which seems to be our major donor, and also we do international fundraising. For example, School of Hope falls under Tembelicha Foundation, which is an umbrella organization that comes for our school. So we have Tembelicha in the UK, we have Tembelicha in the United States, all over the world, and trying to just fundraise for the good cause that we have in South Africa.
But I'm sure extra help is always needed.
It's always wherever.
And especially for the work that you're doing. Now, Adi, we've got a very good friend of ours from KFC Ad Hope. Her name is Lindy Hoffman, and she is here as well this evening. Can we please welcome her, Lindy?
Good.
Lindy, let's speak about KFC Ad Hope. So that is when we go to KFC and we buy food and you go, would you like to add, Hope?
Exactly that.
It's basically tell me more.
So KFC, or Kentucky Fried Chicken, as many of the people still remember it, started this initiative about 10 years ago, Add Hope. And that is basically where customers can go in store and give R2 when they order there, whether it's a streetwide stew or a bucket, whatever they love. They give an extra R2, and that's our way, along with the customers that come to our store, to give back to our communities.
Amazing.
Okay, so jy het seker baie gedra, né?
All of us, yes, definitely. Now, it's nice for us. I know it's so easy to just go, great, yeah, let's add the R2.
Yes.
But it's also nice to see exactly how you guys go about using this. And how do you do that?
Yes. So Add Hope supports over 137 organizations across South Africa at the moment, and through those organizations we actually reach 120,000 children in South Africa. So it's a big amount, and that amount is growing every day. We basically find organizations, we support them with the money, and they are the experts on the ground who does the feeding on our behalf. And that's not streetwise tours with a bucket. That is balanced, nutritious meals. Yes.
So, Lindy, tonight we are going to see KFC Add Hope in action.
Yes.
That is why you are here. What would you like to say to AD?
AD, I think we've been a partner of School of Hope for the last 3 years now, and every year we've been supporting the organization.
Absolutely.
We are always aware that there is a big need, and always, more that one can do for these organizations. So tonight I am here to hand over an additional check to the School of Hope.
Wow.
Of 100,000 rand.
So much.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Wow.
AD, what would you like to say? 100,000 Rand for School of Hope.
Wow, I mean, she's mentioned it all. We've been partners for over 3 years, and every year, KFC Add Hope comes to us. They keep increasing the amount that they give to the school, and this is really, really going a long way to enable us to be able to put in front of our learners a nutritious meal every day. And in fact, you must understand that some of the learners that come to the school, the only meal that will make it there through this generous donation might be that one single meal that that child would have for the day. So I want to thank KFC again. Thank you for this awesome thing that you're doing to our organization.
There you have AD. Thank you very much. Lindy, thank you very much to you
a
and KFC Add Hope. Let's give them another round of applause.
Thank you so much.
So mooi, nee. Dis lekker om nie net 'n verskil te maak nie, maar ook hoop te gee. En op die hoë noot moet ons groet. Moenie vergeet nie, jy kan die herhalings ook kyk. Gaan net na kykNET se webwerf vir al die tye, en natuurlik sal al die foto's van die program ook op kykNET en kies se Facebook bladsy te sien wees. Tot volgende week. Bye bye.